Hi, so the question is, do you have any advice about using technology? So I think my key answer is just be ready for the person's ability to use technology to diminish. Think ahead as much as possible about ways in which you can kind of help them to maintain technology and use technology for as long as possible. With my mum, she was using, I think, about 2 or 3 mobile phones. So my first step was to reduce the number of mobile phones, and then we looked at the type of mobile phone that she used so that it had really clear buttons in terms of start and stopping conversations, and about finding people's telephone numbers so that she could contact them. With a landline, I ended up sticking key telephone numbers on a piece of paper on the back of the telephone handset so that she didn't have to think about, oh, where is the telephone number, or which number do I use? It's just right there. Slightly strange things happened with my mum. I found out with various technology things, and by technology I'm including a fridge, that she would turn things off. So I found that part of my technology checklist was, is everything turned on? Are all the chargers with the equipment? It's kind of quite simple, I guess, guidance in that respect, but it's quite surprising about how things like that can really sort of stymie everything, and there'll be quite a lot of confusion about why the food has gone off and that sort of thing. So set up habits if you can. So the example that I used about trying to focus my mum on finding telephone numbers by looking on the back of the handset was something that I did probably sooner than I needed to, but it got her into the habit of knowing where to look to find those key numbers, and it ended up being that her sort of world shrank until it was only those key numbers that she really used anyway. So that's an example, I think, of trying to anticipate using technology and simplifying as much as you can. Domestic technology is an interesting one. Through the social worker, the nurses, the psychiatric nurses at the memory clinic, we got put in touch with a borough organised scheme which helps to provide assistive technology. So quite early on with my mum, we looked at putting in place a range of technology. It includes a gas alarm, a fire alarm, a personal tracker, which is a device that she wears on her wrist, although you can also wear it as a necklace. It's one button that you push, and if you push it when you're in trouble for some reason, or if my mum pushes it, what happens is the organisation will always monitor those calls. They'll ring in it'll go immediately to the speaker on my mum's landline. They'll ask her what the matter is. If they can't reach her, then they'll send somebody around who can be on her premises. They have key access within 15 minutes. It's the same response if the gas alarm is triggered or if the fire alarm is triggered. So that's an amazing service, and it's very cheap. It's only something like £5 a week or something. So really worth investigating if that's available in your community or in your person's community. We put in place a new cooker because the gas alarm kept going off, and we found out that my mum's cooker was old, and so what we really needed was we could choose to either just go for an electric cooker. We didn't want to. We wanted her to still be able to use a gas cooker because that's what she's familiar with. So what we did was we got a new cooker that has a cut-off valve on every hob and on the grill. Perfect, really. It solved all of those problems. The fire service were called a couple of times, so it really was something that we had to address. The latest technology that we're looking into is a personal tracker. This is an interesting one. It might be something that you feel borders too much into kind of the person's privacy. With my mum, there have been too many occasions where we don't know where she is and we need to find her. So we're currently exploring a watch that she would wear, and which, if we want to know where she is, we send a text. In response, we get a text back with a latitude and longitude coordinates and also a Google Maps link that we just press, and we see instantly where she is. There are facilities on the watch where you can also sort of turn on a microphone and listen into her environment. I wouldn't choose to do that at the moment, but in an emergency, you can listen in if you need to and find if she's in trouble, it might help. So I think what's really good with technology is that things are always changing, ideas and technology are always developing, so it's really worth keeping an eye on what's out there and seeing if there is something out there that can help to make things better. It's to do with creating the best possible, most calm, most fun, most relaxed environment. If there's technology there that helps with that, I think it's really worth looking into. I hope that answers the question. There'll be more answer videos, so do subscribe if you want to find out what the latest answer is going to be. Or if you have a question about technology or something else, then just send your tweet to me at Answers to Alzheimer and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, thanks.